nominated. Okay.
So you've got in here, you've got Jacinta.
I've got it on my phone, but
No, it's different.
Oh, is it?
I've probably changed it.
Okay.
Yeah,
juggling judges. Jacinta, Emma, paging Emma Hughes. We've got Emma's tag. We've got Emma's tag, so I assume she's not far away. We've got Russell, Joe Francis. We've got Joe's tag. Exclusions. Yeah, I think so.
Mandy will be coming.
Okay.
She's rushing because she wasn't initially on there.
We've got a Mark Rosetto. We have a Laura. We don't have a JBK. She was in both. Oh, Catherine Williams. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. She's not on anywhere this morning, is she? Might be useful. We're missing Johan. Oh, that is Johan. Yeah, I can see him. Good. Yeah, we've got Johan. Johan van Kaan. Paging Johan van Kaan. Can we have a tag, buddy? It's just under the thing.
So where's Catherine? Thank you. Catherine Kavanagh, is anywhere?
She's next door.
We've got Emma.
Joe Francis Moore. We need Emma Hughes. Paging Emma Hughes. Emma Hughes to Judging Room 1. Bing bong. I think we can print it out. But feel free to write it down. Cool. Emma Hughes to Judging Room 1. Thank you, Emma Hughes. Good morning. Good morning, Mr. Blair. That's what you're supposed to say. Good morning. Welcome to day 2 of the Nikon NZIPP Iris Professional Photography Awards, and in particular to the family category, sponsored by Canon. Thanks, Canon. My name is Jace. Beside me is the lovely Simone and the also lovely Rachel. And we have a wonderful panel of judges here for you for this category. I'm excited. We're just doing our judge shuffling.
Jacinta, do you have one of these? Okay, that's cool.
We can manufacture a piece of paper.
We'll put a big J.
J for Jacinta. Very shortly we're going to do the run through and we're going to get our initial judging panel organised. We also need to check the initial exclusions to see if anyone's got any coming up. Yeah. We'll commence the run through and then shortly we will have a panel organised. So eyes on the television, please. Oh, that doesn't look right, does it? Stand by. Michael. Michael. Mike. Mike. Shara, is there a mic? Michael. The run through looks like it's sponsored by Windows. Oh, hang on. Oh, hello. I think Michael's working in the background. He's in the computer. Okay, let's try again. That worked. Whatever you did. Thanks, buddy. Let's just All right. 75 delightful photographs await judging. While my assistant panel chair finalises our judge selection for the starting lineup, I'm going to tell you about the category. As I said, sponsored by Canon. Family category champions innovation and creativity present within the real work that photographers produce on a day-to-day basis. It is aimed at rewarding the creative excellence, technical mastery, effective communication, and emotional impact in the everyday portrait work produced for a client. Entries must have been commissioned by the family portrayed in the image. Entries should represent excellent examples of contemporary or traditional family portraiture and reflect the highest level of photographic practice and includes newborns, babies, pets with their humans, and family members of all ages and stages created through posed, moment-based, studio or environmental portraiture. Whew. I don't have any information on that. As it doesn't say anything here, I suspect it is allowed. Okay, can I please invite to the panel Emma Hughes, Melissa Waite, Russell Hamlet, Mark Rosetto, and Laura Smith. You just want to sit close to me, don't you, Mark?
Totally.
Okay. I presume it's in the system. Okay, cool. We're losing Johan. I've been trying. Mel, can you just come here for a second? I presume super user account is not one, but can you just have a peep over here at...
I'm not a nobody.
Peep over
I'm a
here.
somebody.
Is it someone who's judging with you? Okay, cool. Okay, cool, great, yeah, that's what I thought. Because you've got one other in the system, but we can ignore that one. Maybe they don't have working. Okay. Yeah.
Sweet as.
Step off. Yeah, cool. No, you're good. Okay, is everybody logged in? Looks like everybody's logged. Excuse me, everybody's logged in. Just about burped into the microphone. How are we out of the back, crew? Wonderful. Prince facing the right way. All right, if everybody's ready, can we have the first print, please? It's the same photo. That's always good. Okay, bro. Much appreciated. Thank you, judges. Good consistent scoring. Print scores 76. That is a bronze award. have a... Oh, go on, Mark, since you're right here.
Yep, just a quick comment. I'm on 76. I love that's the girl is pin sharp. Just when it comes to shots like this, look for the defining the natural kind of moment. So the girls at the back, if you kind of waited for a little bit more emotion and a little bit more movement, it would have taken it up a little bit further.
Thanks, Mark. Next sprint, please. Emma, we don't have a score from you. Uh-oh. This game again. Not working? Stand by, hang on a second. Just hold fire. So everyone else remember your scores. Can you rescan the current image? Or right click it and send it through? Apologies, team. Just the standard technical kinks in the start of the category. Okay, let's have another go. Still can't. Now we've lost Russell. Now we've lost you. Okay. I'm going to take the image away and get you guys to log out and log back in. Log out and log back in. I don't know the difference. Have you tried turning it off and turning it on again? No, don't turn it off. Like, don't shut the program. Just take yourself out and just take yourself out. Okay, is that the key? This says log out when you take yourself out. Oh, does it? Oh, I don't. I'm not a judge. I don't know. Okay. That doesn't appear to be working. What? When you say not working, what do you mean? Can you be more specific? Oh, it's because I haven't sent you the picture yet. Are you all logged in? Signed in? Okay, now you've got the picture. Okay, we can do this. Oh, I love it when the system works. And we have a print score 74. That is a high professional standard. Can I have a comment for the author from Emma Hughes?
I was just let down by the print quality of this one. Just very flat and lacking the depth. A really interesting piece, just needed more finessing to go to an award.
Thank you very much. Can we have the next print, please? Hopefully we've got the gremlins out of the system now. And smooth sailing ahead. For everyone in the audience, our category sponsor Canon has a sponsor event this evening at 7 p.m. Is it Friday today? Yeah. Yeah. How to win $15,000 to pursue your personal project. Nibbles provided. Okay, print scores 75. That is a bronze award. I would like to hear Laura give us a bit of feedback for the photographer.
Sure. I am just
thinking about the cropping in this one. There's a bit too much space on the right for me. Maybe bringing it in a little bit closer or just changing it up to a square or something might just bring it up a bit. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next print, please. I think we might have a discussion on our hands. Print scores 78. That's you, Emma. You've got support.
Yep. So I scored this 84 in a silver, a strong silver. First of all, impeccably processed and presented to us in terms of its simplicity and just saturation, the whole everything, beautiful, colour tones. The main thing for me that elevates it is the expression on the dog's face, basically this fierce protector of these girls. There's a real, you see the relationship and you see the what that dog would do to protect those girls. It just feels like it's captured a really intimate and personal part of their family dynamic. Just go and have a look at that dog's that fierceness in his eyes and the stoic kind of nature of how it's sitting, and it would defend those girls to the death. It's rewarding that.
Russell?
I agree with all of that, but what has let it down and taken away from all those lovely qualities is the lack of control over the hands. So there's an exercise in symmetry here, but the two back hands, the one coming over the dog's shoulder and one around the other side, are very clumsy and distracting, and they have no source. So it's a loss of control they're imposing as far as I'm concerned.
Mel, you're itching to talk as well. Go for it.
Yeah. I'll first respond to the hands. For me, Russell, that adds a layer of authenticity, of humanity to it. They're not quite perfect, and they're little girls. Little girls' hands aren't perfect. Life isn't perfect. I'm okay with that. I'm completely agree with everything Emma has said, but the other thing, just a little bit of subtlety, which I really like, is that the girl's eyes are blue, the dog's eyes are brown, the dog's fur is grey blue, and the girl's hair is a brown colour. And it's just a nice little piece of detail that's very subtle and just for me elevates it above that bronze level.
Thanks, Mel. Mark, do you want to give us a
Quick
talk
comment.
from the average?
Yep,
Not that you're
77. I'm not average, 77. All of those points are completely valid, obviously. Just the little girl on the right, her expression, her head's turned a little bit, is the only reason why I didn't go to silver. The hands, the colours, the tones, the printing, everything else is beautiful. I'll probably come up to kind of silver as well, but just if for the photographer, the expression of the girl on the right compared to what's on the left is need a little bit more control in that area.
Thanks, Emma. It's your wrap-up.
Look, I don't disagree with the expression being a bit of a shame that it wasn't slightly more on point, which is why I'm just at silver, not silver distinction. But love the play of that. I hadn't noticed that warmth and cool receding and coming forward, and how that all balances with each other. That's beautiful. And in terms of the hands, really, I just see that as an embrace and a real... It sort of humanises the dog in a way to bring that around to it. So it doesn't worry me at all in terms of that. I just think this is a strong piece of beautiful family life. It's gorgeous.
Thank you, judges. Please rescore the print. Currently sitting on 78. Emma's hoping for silver. And she's got an 82 silver award. Thank you. Next print, please. Thank you, judges. Very consistent scoring. We have a 74, and that is a high professional standard. Can I have a comment? Russell, sure. Go on.
I'm being an old misogynist again, but just the leg at the back for me just broke the symmetry of that shot. Obviously, the darks mirroring each other, just broken for me by that leg popping up at the back. Otherwise, a cute little image.
Thanks, Russell. Next print, please. Next print, please. Print scores 74. That is a high professional standard. Can I have a comment from Mel for the photographer?
Just play with crop a little bit. The tones are beautiful. The posing is really lovely. The angle to the head is really strong. But the baby just feels like they're falling out of the left of the frame.
Thanks very much. Next print, please. You guys are really vibing. Good consistent scoring. Print scores 73. There's a high professional standard. Can I have a bit of feedback for the photographer? Everyone's doggedly avoiding my eye contact except Mel. I just came to you. Okay, Mark, come on.
I scored this a 71 in professional standard. This is an image that the family would really love, but to take it to that award standard, it needs a little bit more oomph in it, storytelling, expression. It's a nice, simple kind of image, but to take it to the net stage just needs a little bit more story, a little bit more expression, and a little bit more love.
Thanks, Mark. Next print, please. Excuse you. There's one more. Print scores 74. Score of the day. That is a high professional standard. Can't see anyone's hands flying up. Yeah, Mark, go for it. Quick.
Yep, I scored this a 73. Just be careful of the baby on the left. It looks like he's kind of falling out. So just with that right hand, left hand, I don't know how to say that. On the image, the left hand under the baby's head, just a little bit more support, and the cropping on the dad, either make it a more deliberate crop just above the ear or leave the kind of head in, not like half type thing. But I'm sure the family would be absolutely stoked with that professional standard.
Thank you. Can we have a blank screen, please? As I always say, swap your judges early and swap them often. We're going to have Mel take a break. Thank you. Made a spectacular start to the day. Jacinta, do you want to jump in there? Welcome to the panel. see you're Esther Bunning, is that right? Very good. Okay. Everything looks good. I will ask for the next print, please. I'm just going to step out for a bit and Simone's going to take over the microphone.
How are you going with your scoring, judges? We have a 77 solid bronze, and we have a challenge from Emma.
Yeah, I'd just like to discuss this one. I'm on 83 in silver. Just really enjoying the flow and the connection that's seen in here. I think it's a lovely, the way that the lines or your eye lines drop through it from the top, and then this baby is supported and held and caught. But it's hands only. It's not. You've got the long sleeve, so you're not having that structure taking you away again. I just feel like it's a really successful use of line and form to encircle this baby in love and support. I think it's a great piece of visual communication. I would have gone higher if the hands were fully in focus down the bottom. That's a little bit distracting to me, which is why I'm just sitting in the lower silver. But I genuinely believe that this is a really strong piece of beautiful communication.
Thank you, Emma. And Mark, you're down the other end there.
Yeah, I'm down at 72 with professional standard. To take into silvers for me is a bit of a stretch in terms of creativity. This is what we do on a day-to-day, everyday day with the newborns. From a technical point of view, you mentioned the hands. The top left hand is a lot bigger and really kind of dominating the image. And the focus points, the black sleeves, for me, like, I kind of hear what you're saying, that it keeps your eye into the image, but it's also distracting, and without the sleeves would have been a lot nicer. So I've done it as a professional standard. Happy to come up to the bronze, but to take it to silver would be a big stretch.
Thank you, Mark. And go for it, Russell.
I agree with everything that Emma and Mark have said, but I agree with more about Mark on the sleeves. Actually, down below, I would have loved to have seen that line carried on, and it wouldn't have taken my eye out. Actually, it would have given it a lovely flow. So I've given it a high bronze because it is all the things Emma said it was, but not to silver for the very reasons Mark has mentioned.
Thank you very much. And I think, just bring it home there, Emma. Thank you.
Yep, no, just thanks for the discussion, guys. Appreciate it.
Lovely. And judges, could we rescore now, please? And you've done your best, Emma. We have got a very solid bronze at 78. Thank you. We'll accept that. And could we have the next print, please? Russell, I'd like you to stand up and look, if that's all right. Yes, please. Thanks. We have reasonably across the board here. We have a 66, which is a professional standard. And I would love to maybe hear from, would anyone like to talk to this? Thanks, Russell.
When you're in a studio, you've got control. I mean, one girl's legless, one guy's armless, and his head's clashing. So just to pay attention to spatiality and what everyone's actually doing.
Thank you, Russell. That's really good critique there. Thank you very much. Judges, yeah, you're doing really well. Do you need any water or no? You're good. Lovely. Okay. Could we have the next print, please? We have an 82, and so I thought I'd just double check. Was that a challenge? Hang on, Jacinta, was that a challenge? No, you weren't. Okay. Russell, are you commenting?
I just want to talk about it. You're not allowed to challenge us, don't worry about it.
Okay.
I just realised I don't know what the... No,
Yeah, no worries. You're not within the 5 points. So, so you'd like to talk about it?
As long as I don't stuff up my score. Am I allowed?
Totally.
Well
The-
done, photographer.
Sorry, the final score is 82, which is a really good silver. Thank you.
Well done, photographer. I mean, you've done a beautiful, sympathetic job here, and the contribution your subjects have made to the image just speaks volumes about you yourself as a photographer. So well done.
Thank you, Russell. Fantastic. That's a really fantastic silver award. And could we have the next print, please? We have a bronze at 76. And very consistent judging, judges. And Jacinta, yeah, you'd love to talk to this. Thank you.
Yeah, just something for the photographers. Just try and bring out some detail in that dress because it's completely lost and it feels like the skin's been worked a little bit too heavy. So just tone that down a little bit.
Thank you, Jacinta. Brilliant. Could we have the next print, please? We have a bronze at 76. Thank you. It's quite good, consistent judging there. Well done. Could I have let's have a look. I might get, does anyone want to talk to that, or because you're pretty close, anyone quite keen? Russell, go for it.
It's a well-deserved bronze. It's quite a beautiful little shot. It's energetic. I think the client would love this image, and well done.
Thank you, Russell. Brilliant. And could we have the next print, please? So everybody online, we're currently judging the family category, and this is sponsored by Canon. we have got a bronze at 75. Well done. Thank you very much, judges. And thanks, Emma. Oh, sorry. Laura, thank you.
I really enjoyed this image, especially when it came through in the run-through. Very, very humorous. I just wanted to see a little bit more contrast on their faces. It's a little bit flat in the black and white, and maybe just centering them, or there's just a little bit too much room on the left, I think. But overall, really awesome. Thank you.
Thank you, Laura. And Laura, next time, just to speak a little bit closer into the microphone would be brilliant. Thanks very much. Could we have the next print, please? We have an 81 at silver. And we will accept that. Thank you. That is a... Yes, I'm just double checking that. When you do that, you're not challenging, are you? Oh, brilliant. Okay, no, thank you. So that's a silver, fantastic. And could I get a comment? Anyone keen to talk to that? Thanks, Jacinta.
Beautiful capture, really clever. I love the expression on the baby's face. I'm trying to get, I see that there's 365 puddings. I'm trying to work out what the storyline is here. Maybe someone else got it, but I was still trying to make out what it was, because we've got lots of elements in there, but I just couldn't pick up on it. Also, too, you're losing texture in that wrap, and then the skin tone has been handled just a little bit too much softening and sharpening in certain areas. So just work your post-processing and try and get a clear storyline out so we get a little bit more.
Thank you very much. We're going to have a blank screen, please. We're going to do just a bit of a judge change here. No? Yep, cool. Catherine, we'll pop you onto the panel, please, and we're swapping you on for... Who's that? Okay. Laura, we'll give you a break. Thank you very much for your work there. It's fantastic. And Catherine, we'll just pop you in there for... Get you to log in there. And you swap in. Aye, we're in with a grin. Well done. Thank you. And could I have the next print, please? No, I haven't done that. Sorry, audience. We have a solid bronze at 77. And we will accept that. That's a bronze award. Thank you very much. And I'd love to maybe get a word from Emma. Thank you.
Yep, would have loved to have seen this cropped from the bottom to lose that black piece, just to really keep it all so circular and on the moment. That would have taken it higher for me.
Thank you, Emma. That's brilliant. Could I have the next print, please? We've got a high professional standard at 73, and we will accept that. Thank you very much, high professional standard. Now, could I get some comments from you, Russell? You keen to talk to the print there?
Oh, just a little bit of a cropping issue. Just looking at that bottom right-hand corner, obviously the little fingers creeping in has taken our eye out of the image.
Nice and succinct. Thank you very much, Russell. Fantastic. Could we have the next print, please? Oh, sorry, hang on. Now? Too late. Yep, no worries. We'll have the, yeah, we're all good. We have a strong bronze at 78, and we have a challenge. Catherine's thrown up her hand very quickly. Go for it, Catherine. Thank you.
There is an intertwined love heart here. There's a love heart that formed by the girl on the right. Her elbow comes down to her, maybe her sister's face, and then the peak of the right peak of the heart is the other face, and then underneath this heart there is another love heart formed by the other arm coming down and around, and then the arm interlinks. It's a love heart intertwined. The handling of it's quite contrasty, so it makes it quite luminescent. So there's a real glow to their skin, which adds to the youthfulness of this. We've got quite dark and moody, which just draws in and adds to that shape that we're seeing. It's bringing a great connection. If I'd seen, there's a lot of love and tenderness and strength on the woman on the left. I would have probably gone a little bit higher if I'd seen that same strength in the girl on the right. But absolutely stunning.
Thank you, Catherine. And Mark, you're down the other end there. How do you feel?
Yeah, I'm at 73. Catherine, love the love heart. Oh, see, this is why we have 5 judges, because it's so cool when someone points out stuff like that. So I'll be coming up a little bit kind of further. The only parts that really took me down was the overworking of that skin. I just love that youthfulness, but in terms of it's just gone too far, and the control of the blacks on the bottom with the right-hand side would have been a little bit nicer. But on saying that, quite my ears are open and happy to move.
Thank you. That's quite good. We've got all the judges really wanting to talk here. So Russell, you are next there. Thank you.
Yeah, I'd like to back up Catherine here. And for me, I don't mind the smoothing. I mean, it's an obvious thing when you get up there, but somehow or other it sort of aids and abets it, I believe. But it's also very theatrical, and it's got a lot of drama to it. I know there's fall off and all that sort of stuff, and that's why I've scored it in a low silver, but I do believe it is worthy of a silver for its mere presence, really.
Thank you, Russell. And Emma?
Yeah, the pose is strong, but it feels to me, the disconnect is that it doesn't feel authentic. It feels highly posed. Put your hand here, do this. Very directed. So I'm in a high bronze, 78. I'm not happy to come higher because it just feels like a manufactured image to me. Highly worked, which can work, but that luminescence in the skin is because it's been so softened. So yeah, for me, there's just those things that hold it back down into bronze.
Thank you, Emma. And I think it's back to you now, Catherine. Oh, Catherine, I'll just get you to speak quite closely into the microphone too. It's quite a soft microphone there. Thanks.
So this, as a family portrait, it's 100% directed. It is directed very well. It is finessed very well. The posing, it draws it all together, and we see that softness through the face. And the photographers brought that out in their faces. The skin softening. I also erred on the side of it being a little bit too soft, and that is why I've clipped right under silver with distinction, because of the strength of those intertwined love hearts speaks volumes about their relationship.
Thank you so much, Catherine. Judges, could we please rescore? Strength of words. Silver at 81. Thank you, we'll accept that. We're just going to have a blank screen, please. We're going to do a couple little things here. One thing I'd just like to just speak to the judges about is because of the way this room is actually formatted, it's very tempting to actually look at the screen. So you'll have to give yourself some really self-control and pretend you've got blinkers on that you just can't see the screen, because it would be quite tempting to. The screen up the back. So whenever you're looking at the print or during the judging, if you can try to tempt yourself not to ever look at that screen behind you and just looking at the print, that'd be fantastic. Thank you. I should never said that to you, Russell, should I? Right, now we're just going to do a judge change as well, please. And Mark, you have done amazingly. Thank you for your energy. Love it. And Mel White will pop you in. Wait, I'm sorry, Mel. Could I please pop Mel Wait into Mark's spot there? And just a reminder too, just to speak a little bit closer into the microphones. It's not you. It's not you. It's me. you know what I'm saying. Brilliant. And we're all sorted. Ready to roll. Oh, okay. Oh, Russell, you've been given a break as well. Thank you very much, Russell. Johan? No, you're doing well, guys. I know it's a tight spot. Thanks, Russell. You've done a really good job. Really appreciate it. And Johan has just come from judging the book category, so he's been a busy boy this morning. So we're just logging off and on, and we're ready to roll. Brilliant, thank you. So could we have the next print, please? So we're currently, for anyone online listening to this, we're currently judging the family category, which is sponsored by Canon. We've got a few fantastic announcements to make a little bit later for Canon as well, and keen to talk to you about that a bit later. How are you going there, judges? Yeah, I might just do that after this. That's okay, Ta. We have a silver at 86. I'm sorry, that's my bad. We have a silver at 80. Yeah, that was my bad. So it's a silver, and you're challenging this, aren't you, Johan?
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. This is a unique shot. I'm sure it's been done
in other ways before, but I've never seen it like this. I'm really enjoying the story that it's giving me, and I would have given it a low silver if the baby hadn't been dressed in bridal gear, and in a lovely way, not in a chitsy sort of way. It's wearing these lovely bridal tights, which are just so well done. It's so complimentary to the child, and it tells you the story about it being born probably before the wedding. Whatever you want to add to it as a story, and it's just handled so well. That hint of detail in the background means that it doesn't blow out. The gracefulness of the fall of the dress, very well handled. I gave it an 86, and that's great. Come tell me why it's not in a higher silver.
Thank you. I might go down a little bit closer to the down the end of the line, lower scale here. Jacinta, could I get you to speak?
Yeah.
Thank you.
I was on the cusp, so I was close to going into silver. What was holding me back is that the baby just looks plonked in there, like compared to the rest of the actual image, like really heavy, really contrasty compared to the rest, whereas I wanted a little bit more softness and elegance to the overall image. So I just think that there hasn't been enough thought in how that baby is actually placed on that dress. It is a beautiful story of a family tree and the mother in the shoes, and I love the shoes there because it anchors it and it brings you around. But just even the curtain in the background just doesn't feel level and a little bit heavy on this side compared to the shadow. Just balancing. But that baby overall is what was holding me back. It's just it's just plonked there, and it just looks not soft and elegant enough, too heavy compared to the softness of the rest. But the posing is perfect. Everything else is beautiful. The outfits are what we usually put on babies on our everyday shoots, but it is matched well. But that's sort of what was holding me back, if we can sort of talk about that.
Thank you, Jacinta. That's fantastic. Could we hear from you, please, Mel? Thanks.
Yeah. First of all, I personally don't feel that the baby has just been plonked there. I feel that there is a delicacy to the posing and the placement. It's not sort of out there or very heavy posing, it's very subtle, but it's just there, and the baby is darker than the rest of the scene because they are the darkest thing in the scene, so it matches with what you would expect. I also think that I'm on 82 and I'm coming up to silver distinction with Johan. I also think the fact that there would be a tendency with a shot like this to place the shoes closer and zoom in and make the baby bigger in the frame, and the photographer should be rewarded for taking a bit of a brave leap and choosing to pull back into the scene. Also, complete control of those highlights, which when backlit are incredibly easy to lose, needs to be rewarded. So, and everything else Johan said. So I'm coming up.
Thank you, Mel. Great words. And Johan, we'll bring it back to you.
Okay, so just so I can clarify, the heaviness you felt on this side, is that correct? Yeah, okay, cool. On the right-hand side, behind the shoes, I think helps balance the image out, because otherwise you just drift off the end and fall out of the photograph. The placement is perfect. The baby is real. It's not sort of over softened, over unreal, it's not over treated, and I think that this is a real representation of a very beautiful sort of story. I've given it an 86. See what you can do.
Thank you, Johan. Judges, could we rescore, please? We have got a silver distinction at 85. Well done. Thank you very much. And just before we go to the next print, I just thought I'd just let all the audience know, and everybody online too that's viewing, we've got the Ian Pull Award. Now this award is basically for the judges, but it's up to you to be the judges here, everyone who's watching and viewing. We want you to vote on who you feel is your favourite judge for various reasons. It could be because you love the way they speak, you love their emotion, you love their ways, or you could like just the fact that they're technically doing things really well, and you just might love their buzz as well. So we'd love you. There's entry forms out the back, and just fill them in. And yeah, we don't know who's going to win. Last year, the winner was Johan, and very, very deserving. Yeah, he was amazing. He was so fun. He had that energy and he was rocking, and everybody was just, he was rocking the room, and we needed it because we have long days. So, yeah, the judges do really well, but it's hard work too. So I'll just let you know all that. And I will now start on the next print, please. We have a high professional standard at 74. Thank you very much. We will accept that. High pro standard. And I might just get someone who's, we've got some really even wording here. So, Jacinta, thank you very much.
Just watch your composition when shooting something like this. We've got the hose, which I'm trying to work out the connection between the actual father and son, but it's actually coming out of dad at the back, if it is the father or the fireman, to obviously maybe a family that he's delivered a baby to, but then the hose coming out the front, and then you've got something going the centre going through dad's head, and just angling because it feels like we're sort of sloping to the left, and also lighting because we've got one light through the whole image. There's no direction of light on the subjects.
Jacinta, that was really good critique. Thank you very much. The photographer will really appreciate that, especially coming from you. We've got an Aussie judge, and it's new blood for us, so it's quite nice to hear different things too. Thank you. Could we have the next print, please? Oh, I'm sorry. Oh no, we'll keep going. We'll do this after. Yep, you're committed. Yep. We have a 71 high professional standard, and we will accept that. Thank you very much. I'd like to get maybe Emma, you'd love to talk about that. Thank you.
It's a lovely moment, and really nicely captured. Just warring with that very bright white background, and although we can't always direct what our subjects wear on a shoot, just to finesse the clothing, so just to tug it down once the baby was in position, so it wasn't quite so gathered, would have just given more simplicity to a beautiful moment.
Thank you so much. No, Emma, that's brilliant. Thank you very much. You did really well. And we're actually going to be giving Emma a break, not because you felt that you didn't say that correctly. So Emma, thank you so much for your work. We will have a blank screen, please. And hang on. Blank screen's up? Yeah. Jacinta, we're giving you a break as well. Thank you. Thanks so much for your work. Now we're going to bring on now, who are we bringing on? We're bringing Laura Smith back on, please. And Mark, could we pop you back in there too, please? Thank you. So we're all logged in, aren't we? Well done. Excellent. We got Mark in there. Brilliant. Thank you. Could we have the next print, please? Oh. You can't enter? You can? No worries, thank you. We've got Australians being Australians over here. And I thought it was me. We have a bronze award at 75. Thank you. Really lovely across the range, quite close together there. So we'll accept that. And would anyone like to talk to that? Who's keen? Thank you, Johan.
Lovely moment. Just little things like the way the image is cropped. Everything's really central, but the track's sort of slightly over to the side. So if it had been sort of even more centralised, even though I'm not a fan of it, it would feel more balanced and just a little bit sit a little bit easier.
Thank you so much, Johan. Thank you very much. And just before we go to the next print, I'm just going to just announce this quickly because I don't really want to talk about this while the judges are up judging and getting distracted because it's about money. Well, tonight, Friday, 7 p.m. at the Shed 6, Canon is going to be hosting a how to win $15,000 to pursue your personal project. So join Canon for nibbles inside and have a look at Shed 6. So I think that's pretty important. One more thing too, I thought I'd just bring this up, and that is the Sony event today with Dean Zilwood shooting on the shooting stage at Shed 6. Is at 1:30 to 2 p.m. today, and it is a free event. And the trade area is open from 3 o'clock today. So there you go. Right, could we have the next print, please? Thanks, judges. We have a high professional standard here at 74. Thank you very much. And you'd like to make a comment there? Thank you very much. We've got Mark making a comment on the 74.
Yep, I scored this as 73 as professional standard. The family will be stoked with this. Just the placement of mum, she just looks like an afterthought of just rest up, put your head here and kind of close your eyes. If mum was not in the image and it was just the baby, daughter and dad, this would have gone a lot further.
Thank you so much, Mark. Much appreciated. Could we have the next print, please? We have a majority 3 at the moment on 90, which is a gold award. And I think that's going to be accepted at 90, majority 3. We have a gold. Woohoo! Pardon me? Yes, you can. I haven't accepted it yet. So it does. No one put their hands up to challenge it. Would you prefer? Does someone want to challenge it?
We can challenge it. Let's challenge, and if it's the same, let's talk about it.
Let's go for it. Yep, go for it.
Okay, so I've scored this in a 93, a gold award, outstanding. Yeah, I won't read it out, but you know what a gold award is. This image, it's just so awesome to see someone just have so many little elements and bring it all together so perfectly. To the shoes that the child is wearing, the clothing, the styling of the clothing with the top that she's wearing, the chair, the posing of the cats could not be more perfect. The blue eyes of the little girl with the blue eyes of the cat on the right with the same skin colours and tones as well, with the little cat up the top. And it's got this beautiful painted, textured quality as well. I did get in trouble for touching the print because I wanted to check the paper as well, because the photographers thought of just absolutely everything to tie this together in beautifully. The only reason why I didn't take it up to gold with distinction is just the highlight on her, the collar and the puffiness on the white. That was the only part that kept me down from there. But on saying that, it's a gold award, so I'd love to hear from the other judges, and if we can give it the extra points, that'd be fantastic.
Thank you, Mark. What we'll do first, though, I wouldn't mind just going down to at the lower end of the scale, please. I'd really love to hear from Laura to get a mix here.
Sure, I think I was being really cautious with my scoring. I loved it and I did put it in bronze. The reason I didn't put it any higher were the highlights in the cat on the right and the highlights in the little girl. I just thought they were just too blown out. But yeah, really happy to come up because I absolutely do love this photo.
Thank you, Laura. And I'm just saying for the benefit of the entrant, you had a high bronze there at 78. And Melanie, thank you. Melissa, I'm sorry.
Okay, so I scored this 88 and I'm happy to come up. There was a few things in terms of the shading, the heaviness of the shadow on the child and the slightly unbelievable pose of the front cat. They brought it down for me, but I'm happy to go up. But I'm going to add something to it which might make you guys think. This is a lovely homage of those, pardon the term, god-awful watercolours from the 80s. And I quite like that. Like it's a good thing. And it's got this lovely, particularly the cat at the back with that slight head turn is very indicative in this sort of subject matter. But the tattiness of the chair and a few other things brings it into a modern era. However, the treatment and all those things sort of are very reminiscent of that watercolour era from the 80s, which is quite lovely. So I'm going to bring my score up and it's a really good one to talk about.
Thank you, Mel. Catherine, you're keen? Oh, everyone's keen. Don't worry. This needs to be talked about.
Okay, so I gave this 92. I'm super excited to see it as a gold. Where I am hesitant to go further is the focus. The cat in the back is pin sharp, razor sharp, yet the back of the chair isn't. And it just gave a little bit of disjointedness. And I don't like talking anything negative at this level because it's so exquisite and there's this incredible whimsy to it. But just to go any further than gold for me, that would just hold me back. But it's absolutely incredible, and palette's incredible, everything's incredible.
Thank you so much, Catherine. And I think Johan, thank you.
And then add to all of that little flop of hair that's falling off the top of her head, which just makes it so whimsical, and then the darkness on the side of her face, which the photographer could have controlled and turned into brightness, would have turned it into the wrong sort of photograph. There's a darkness to what she's feeling, a little bit dark, and it all comes out in this wonderful sort of montage of cats and person and chair, and it's just great. all of you come up to gold. Oh, no, I can't do that. Yeah. I'm on 91.
Thank you so much, Johan. And we'll back to you there, Mark. Thank you.
Yeah, cool. There's not much to really add to that. I think the photographers will be absolutely stoked with this. Congratulations. It's fantastic.
Thank you so much, guys. And we will, hang on, sorry, that's me. I shouldn't say sorry. Could I please have the judges rescoring, which are doing really well? And we've brought it up to a really solid 93 gold. Thank you very much, judges. Really appreciate that. We're going to have a blank screen, please. And judges, are you all watered and you're feeling not too bad? I'd love a water, thank you. Yep, cool, thank you. Laura, I'm going to break you now. Yeah, this is good to know. And Laura, thank you so much for your work. Really appreciate that. Russell, could we pop you in where Laura was, please? And who was wanting the coffee? Was it you, Catherine? Awesome. Okay, so we'll see if we can sort that. Yeah, we've got our awesome people. Oh, yep, coffee. Thank you. So we'll just get. We've just got Russell going to be logging in. So just for everybody online, we're currently judging the family category, sponsored by Canon. And go Canon! Look at wanting to give away $15,000. My goodness, we got to talk about this too. Gold decision. Right, we all ready to roll there, are we? Brilliant. Thank you. Just another quick word to the judges. I know when it's a gold, it's quite a passionate thing to talk about, but I'd really appreciate you not looking at the other judges when you're talking about it. I know it's hard to do that, but I'd love you to either speak to the print or speak to the panel chair, please, while we're doing that. And that's just across the board, just as a reminder. Thank you very much. And also another reminder, because it's very tempting to look at that screen after you've judged, the screen to your right, because of where it's positioned. If you could just keep your eye on the print that you're judging, not looking at that screen. Thank you so much. And you're ready. You got the positive, the negative, and the positive. But yeah, you guys are rocking. Thank you so much. We love the passion. Love the passion. Love the passion. No, you guys are really doing well. Thank you. Now, we will have the next print, please, and we won't have the judges speaking to one another while we're getting the next print up. Thank you. We have a solid bronze at 76, which is a solid bronze, and we have a challenge from Mark Rosetto. Take it away, Mark.
Okay, I'm at 82 as a silver, right in the middle there. The tonality and the control of the printing of this image has been handled extremely well, and the photographer's given the image enough space at the bottom, space at the top, the left and right. The control of the printing on the back, where the lighting's obviously in the dark area, has got enough control in it, and your eye just goes straight into that little boy. So I'm not kind of going, yep, silver distinction gold and take it up really high, but I think it's just controlled a little bit further than just a very high standard. I think this is a better standard.
Thank you. Now we've got everybody wanting to speak here, so I might go back down to the lower end of the scale first, please. Could I have Johan?
Yes, I gave it a 72. All of those things are correct. However, the baby's looking at me saying, "What am I doing here?" and not in a comical kind of way, and I lose it straight away as soon as I see that. So maybe I can go up a little, but probably not to silver.
Thank you, Johan. And Russell, I might go Russell because I'm going to mix up. No, actually I won't because you were a bit lower. I'm Mel, sorry. Thanks, Mel. And if maybe announce your score too, please, Mel. Thank you.
Happy to. I'm not allowed to look at you judges, so I'm going to look at the print.
Oh, you're so good. She's conscientious.
But I know that Russell is staring eyes at me.
It's a hard thing to do with these boys. These boys are passionate.
So I scored this print 76 bronze. I believe for all the reasons that Mark has said, this image does deserve an award. However, for me, I need to see a sense of originality and creativity to raise it into silver. And for me, this pose and this image or images like this are not original. It's daily practice. It's very what you would expect, but it is a very high level of that. So for me, it sits at 76 where I scored it, and I'm really happy with it there.
Thank you, Mel. And I think we had Russell. Was it Russell? Thank you.
Yeah, sorry, Mark. I mean, we talk about sort of contrived. This genre is about control from the photographer, and it's about posing. There's a lot of contribution that the photographer makes in the posing department, and so yes, Mark, all those things. But the thumb of the mother rising up the side of the baby's head is discordant with all the other lovely lines that they've created, and so as soon as you fail in that final little piece of control, it can actually be a small thing, be a big thing.
Thank you, Russell. And back to you, Mark.
Thanks for the conversation, everyone. It's very nicely to have, and I'm sure the photographers learnt a lot.
You've done really well, Mark. Thank you so much for everybody, and we'll have the judges rescore this. We've basically really kept to the same scores. We've kept at that solid bronze at 76. Well done to the photographer. Thank you. Now, are we going to have a judge change here? Could we have a blank screen, please? We're going to switch out. Mel and Catherine, you're both going to have a bit of a break. Thank you so much for your work. Really appreciate it. Mel, I love the fact that you were trying to look forward, because with these boys it can't be easy because I'll be wanting to look at them as well just to answer them. Catherine, thank you so much. You've done really well. Now, judges, who are we going to bring in here for this? Jacinta, could we bring you in, please? We'll get you to log in. And Emma, that's just wherever you like to go. Thank you. And Emma will pop you back in as well. Thank you. So, judging at the moment, we have got Jacinta Dalben, we've got Emma Hughes, Johan van Kaan, we've got Mark Rosetto, and Russell Hamlet judging. No, Russell, you are awesome. It's loving you guys' enthusiasm. We've got a fantastic panel here. Very grateful for it. Now, we all logged in there. We've got Mark, Emma, yep, and here we go. Could we have the next print, please? So family category is currently being sponsored by Canon. Very grateful to them. It's a fantastic category with very, very talented photographers that have entered this category. Not an easy category, so well done to the entrants. Here we go. We have a 71, which is high professional standard, and we will accept that. Thank you very much. What I'd like to do is get someone about middle of the road here to talk, and Johan, do you feel like talking to it, or someone else? Let's have a look. We could maybe grab yeah, thank you. I won't grab Mark. I might Jacinta, thank you very much.
Yeah, lovely sibling shot.
there's one major issue here that we've probably all seen. There's the big halo and the banding that's going around both the children here, and just more of a connection. It just doesn't feel like there's a real proper connection there, especially with the sibling on the left looking straight, and then just balancing it out a little bit more.
Thank you so much, Jacinta. Much appreciated. We'll accept that. Could we have the next print, please? Thank you. We've got the scores are in, and we have a bronze award at 75. Very consistent judging. We'll accept that as a bronze. And I would love to maybe hear from, who's keen to talk? Mark, sorry. Mark, got your hand up there. Sorry, thank you.
Okay, I've scored a 75. I mean, the bronze, just sneaky bronze. Would have loved to see the dod's eyes. Just move the hair away from the dod's eyes. The expression of the dod and the girl and the HUD and the lighting and the backdrop is all put together really nicely. But just if you could just like flick the hair out of the dod's eyes, that'd be lovely.
Thank you, Mark. Yes, we'd love to have a couple more comments. It's always good for the entrant.
Yeah, just a couple more things just for the entrant is the twig going at the back of the girl's hair, the branch, get rid of that, and then also the branch that's going through the dog at the back. Remove both those elements and even crop it in a little bit more so more emphasis on the subjects.
Thank you. And Emma, if you're keen, you're good? Brilliant, thank you. Beautiful critique, judges, thank you very much. And could I have the next print, please? Yeah, we have very consistent scoring here. We have a high professional standard at 71, and we will accept that. Yes, there's no challenges there. It's very, very even scoring. Would anyone like to speak to Good Bit Critique? Yep. Yep. Thank you, Johan.
Few distracting things. The main one is the ear. Like one of the first things you look at in this image is the faces, and then you drift off to the ear, and all you can see is ear after that. And then the clothing is quite wrinkled, so sometimes the choice of clothing is really significant. In this case, it becomes distracting once you start wandering around the image.
Thank you. Yeah, and normally we won't do more than one comment, but I think this is quite neat to, judges are keen to talk. It's all fantastic for the entrants to hear this.
Yeah, just a couple of other things is the lighting. This looks like studio lighting, and it's quite harsh on the subject's faces, and your skin tones are uneven. So the little boy is looking more jaundiced, and the baby is looking really, really blue. So evening your skin tones out would also help.
Thank you so much, Jacinta. Great. Now, could we have a blank screen, please? We're going to just do a bit of a judge change again. Johan, you're off the hook. Oh, Mark, how are you feeling? You okay? All right, no worries. Okay, adrenaline's going. Johan, thanks for your help. We really appreciate that. Really appreciate it. Laura, could we pop you back in place where Johan was? Thank you. And all the judges, you need any water, or you're watered and fed? Brilliant. So we've got some fruit and bits and pieces here. Let us know if you want some. Yeah? Cool, we'll bring it over to you. So we've just got Laura, she's logged in, and we are ready to roll. We will have the next print, please. So we're currently judging the family category for everybody online, and it's sponsored by Canon. If you can ever come to Wellington to look at the actual prints that these judges are printing, it's really beneficial for everybody in the old wide world out there that are viewing these. The prints are quite different when you're looking at them up close, and to be here at live judging is really exciting. So if you can even make it, try to get here maybe next year or wherever the Iris print judging is going to be. We have a score of bronze at 79. So that's a bronze award. And is there a challenge? So we're accepting that, aren't we? Yeah. Mark, I might...
Is that not one of those interactions?
Yeah. What we're going to have to do, though, is that we'd love to... Should we do it? Excuse me. So for the benefit of everyone online, we are, because it's on a 79, it's on the cusp of reaching a silver, and we have to rescore this. So the judges have the benefit now of choosing if they want to go to a silver or keep it to a bronze. So Mark, take it away.
Yeah, cool. I'm on 83, so looking for a sneaky silver here. With the little girl, the photographer's really seen this little story here. I've got a little girl and we play T-sets. I know, imagine me playing T-sets, but I play T-sets, and if I bump over a cup or get something out of place, she has a little kind of hissy fit. And this is exactly what's kind of happening. The little girl's playing T-sets, the lambs come along and she's bumped it and she's like, what are you doing? Like, don't touch my stuff kind of scenario. And just the photography, I think, has captured that in a really nice way. In terms of the kind of cropping and the storytelling, the cropping's quite nice with that timber behind it because it gives it that little bit of separation as well. And as a triptych, I think that they've chosen the right images to convey this story. So looking for a sneaky silver.
Anyone else want to speak to that? Emma?
Yes, that's me. Yeah, so I'm on 76 in the bronze there. And I agree that, you know, the bronze criteria, it exceeds the normal level of expected professional practice. Absolutely it does. It's a gorgeous little story. What I'm not seeing to go up to silver is that very high level of craft skill and technique. So for me, it's the print quality that's letting it down. It feels very flat. She feels like she's merging into her background. So I'm not drawn into that story in quite the same way. And I just love to see more depth in the finished printed image.
Thank you so much, Emma. And I think I'm sorry. Thank you, Emma. Jacinta, yeah, we'll get you to speak.
I was on the cusp and I'm contemplating possibly moving up, Mark. The couple of things that sort of held me back was the story that we've got. I'm not making the connection with the sheep because the expression from the little girl is as if the sheep is going to eat one of her apples or something, but the sheep is not actually doing that. So I was missing the correlation between the two. I wanted to see more from the actual sheep. And I think it would have suited the three, because we're going three going across, but going portrait rather than landscape, because the sheep's body is going out of its body in the next image, which is quite distracting because it looks, just doesn't balance.
Beautiful critique there, thank you. And Russell, we want to talk?
Yeah, I agree with actually Emma and Jacinta. I was looking for that story too, and yes, Mark, she's reacting to something, but I actually can't see what she's reacting to. I can't see what the sheep has done to make her react like that. And you know, to take it to that next level, you really need to be able to identify with that. And then Emma's comments are totally correct. She's kind of lost in it a little bit. So I'm happy at where it is.
Thank you so much. And take it away, Mark.
Okay, so on the left-hand side, it's not apples, it's teacups. They're kind of teacups. So there's 4 teacups, and there's actually 3 teacups, and the back one is the teapot. And the sheep, the lamb, has come along with its nose and pushed the teacup off in the middle one, and the girl's going whatever she would say. And that's what she's said about. So that's what they are. They're kind of teacups. So there's no apples. There's no funky stuff happening there. It's a teacup. In terms of the colouring and the background, if she wore too brighter clothes, it would just lose that softness about it. So, and the backdrop, like the colours and tones, I think that they work together, because anything that was too bright and colourful would have brought it away from the little story itself. So it's at 79. Asking for a little sneaky silver here. Just one more point.
Thank you very much, Mark. Great writer reply. Judges, we need you to rescore. It's got to be a bronze or it has to be a silver. Oh, sorry. You did it, Mark. We've got a silver. Continuity and keeping an eye on apples and sauces here. Mate, these Australian judges, we need... Well done, Mark. You did really well. Apples and teacups. Well done. Thank you. No judges, no judges. Okay, cool. And I'll just do a quick check. Everyone's fed and watered over through here. Jacinta, were you needing something? Yeah, cool. Okay, thank you. Grab that. Ready to roll. So we're currently judging the family category, which is sponsored by Canon. Thank you. And could we have the next print, please? We have got some very, very awesome judges up here. They are loving their job. How are you going with the viewing, judges? Thank you. No, I'm only saying that because we just want to be fair to the rest of the entrants that are following and give them the correct time also. We have a 85 silver distinction, and that is being accepted. Thank you very much. That's fantastic. We have a silver distinction. Woo! Very exciting. And I'd love to maybe hear from, who are we going to hear? Maybe someone middle of the road here. We've got a few shakes and nods. And yeah, Russell, thank you.
I think the photographer's done a great job here, and I love the fact that the superior position's taken by the middle child, because the older fella's holding the baby, and just a lovely flow through it, beautifully lit, well, beautifully crafted. Wonderful effort, well done.
Thank you so much, Russell. Really appreciate that. So we'll accept that, and we're just going to put you in the capable hands of Jace Blair now, and I'm just going to have a little bit of a break, and we will have the... Oh, are you going to do a judge change? No. Okay. Could we have the next print, please?
Thank you, judges. The print scores 72. That's a high professional standard. I would like to hear from Mark. It's a teacup Rossetto.
Okay, I stood this a 72 professional standard. The lady would be stoked with this image. What's brought it down to me is the colouring. The colouring is really overpowering, and I know it's that golden hour, but it's just so strong. And the red, I just feel is the wrong colour to use with that kind of time of day. And the pose is very static. You've got this ocean roaring behind, and you've got this very static, feminine pose. So to take it up to that award standard, just a little bit more refinement and a little bit more story.
Thanks, Mark. Next print, please. What's that? Serious. Scores, please, judges. Okay, we have an average of 79. Thank you, Teacup.
This is going to be your weekend now, or?
Yep.
Great.
It's better than risotto.
Risotto. A lot of food there. Okay, so I stood this. I am way on my own. 88. So I'm at silver distinction. Like, we always see newborn babies all posed and all perfect and sleeping and all like positioned perfectly. And I feel that this image itself is just a little bit more different. The creativity of the mat with the circle, with the oval, the textures of the blanket and the pose. The pose is really quite sweet. Like, it's a quite sweet, imperfectly perfect pose where the feet are all sticking out, the wraps around the bums, the hands are really nicely placed, the lips of both of the babies are positioned really well. So I think the photographer's kind of, it's could be close to one of those things where you're trying to plonk the baby down and take a photo, and it could take, you could think of it being done like that, but the photographer's thought about it a bit more to refine it, and I really enjoyed the image. I think it's an excellent creativity and skill, because it's not what we would normally do with a sleepy baby.
Russell, you're at the other end. It's pretty bunched up down there.
Yeah, and I think we're bunched up because I think we've all recognised perhaps the craft, but I mean there's an aspect of originality that, you know, we've seen this a lot before, and yes, it's cute, and that's why it's got an award. But not quite as high as I think you would like it to go somehow.
Quick word from Jacinta. I'll come back to you, Mark.
Yeah, I was on 78, and I may move up into silver, but not quite sure silver distinction. The reason is the lighting is flat, completely flat. There's no definition of lighting anywhere. It's all the one light the whole way through the image. Plus, the skin tone, so we've got one a little bit more jaundice and the other is a little bit more purpley toned. So those slight things technically held me back, but beautiful direction of connection with the babies to the camera. But silver distinction, I probably couldn't go there, Mark.
Thank you. Back to you for the right reply, Mark.
Yep, so with the flatness of the lighting is coming from right to left, and you can see that with the shadow on the left, and in the baby's eyes, the catch lights are all in the right spots. In terms of the colour of the baby, they're just two different colours. It's not an obviously retouching issue or a texture issue or a gone too far issue. It's just literally the babies are two different colours. So if we can get the extra point for a sneaky silver, again, that'd be fantastic to reward the photographer for. Yeah, it's been seen before, but I just think it's better than normally seen.
Thank you, judges. Please rescore the print. Sitting on 79. Mark's looking for another point or two. We have an 82 silver. Great chat, team. Can we have a blank screen, please? Mark, I think it's either sneaky silver or teacup. I can't decide. You've got some catchphrases developing. We're gonna do some judge swaps. Mark, you are stepping aside for Joe, and Laura is stepping aside for Mel. Yeah, take a moment. Thank you, guys. Welcome to the panel team. We have a coffee runner if you want to chug it in. Do it for fresh air. Then you'll get what you want. Okay. How are we going? Mel is online. Great. Everybody ready? Can we have the next print, please? Thank you, judges. Print score 74. That is a high professional standard. Can I have a comment from Emma? Yeah, go for it.
Just darkening down that top right corner would have greatly enhanced it, because the eye just kind of drifts on out of there at the moment.
Thank you. Next print, please. Yeah, let's go. Scores, please, judges. We have a bit of a range of scores. We've got a 75 average, which is a bronze, but I wonder if there might be a challenge. Yeah, go on. Emma Hughes is going to challenge that. Where are you, Emma?
Yeah, so I'm on 82. I'm in silver with us. What a spectacularly gorgeous capture of that mum and baby. It's so vibrant. It's so full of life. It's so natural and spontaneous in their connection and the expressions. It's delightful. In addition to that, we have an effervescence that carries on through the image with the throw of that fabric. It's stylized. It's meant to be stylized. That's okay. I think it's a really, really gorgeous, vibrant piece of family portraiture. I would have gone higher, except for the blues and the shadow tones. I believe they're purposeful, not unintentional by the artist. But for me, they detract from it rather than it being a benefit, a bonus to it. But in overlooking that, I think there's enough strength in there to take it through to silver.
Thanks, Emma. Russell, yeah, do you want to talk to the other end?
I do.
Hang on a second, Russell.
Can I? Sorry.
Yep.
Can we see the scores now?
You should be able to.
Nope.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, we do not accept.
I believe I was lower than Russell, so yeah. So can I talk first, Russell?
What? Oh, you were. Mel, go for it.
Yeah. Okay.
I can't seem to.
Okay,
disclose
so I scored the 68 for those. I don't believe this deserves an award, and I'm actually challenging down. I would kindly invite every judge to go up there and have a look at the arms and the baby and see the pixelization and the zigzag of the arms, all around the arms and the baby. Yeah. There are other things, but for me, that means I don't believe it can be awarded strongly. There are some things like the blues, and I also think that this is a style of image that has been presented in the awards before. The originality for me needs to be there as well, but based purely on that JPEG artifacting around the arms, I cannot award this.
Thanks, Mel. Russell?
Aside from all that technical stuff, I don't enjoy, well, I just don't think that they've done a good job in the lighting of this woman. They've split her face in half, basically. She's got pronounced cheekbones, and the light has fallen away below those, and it's kind of cut her face in half. It's not very flattering in that regard. And so for the lighting alone, the drama of the shot in itself is not enough for me. So I've scored a high professional standard, but I'm not comfortable taking it to award either.
Do you want to have a quickly, just in turn?
Just one more thing is, I don't know if this is intentional or not, but there is a banding circle around the centre, which I don't know if that's part of the backdrop or not, but it does look like banding. So I would it needs to be reworked, and it is over sharpened. I didn't see what Mel was talking about until I went up, because I was struggling with the sharpening of the overall image. But I put it in a bronze because I did think it was a beautiful image, but I'm seeing where she's coming from.
Okay, Emma.
Yep. No, thanks for bringing all that to my attention. I agree with the over sharpening and the edge artifaction there. Yeah, please feel free to score it as you wish.
Okay, judges, please rescore the print. Sitting on 75 for a start. Let's see where it falls now. $74. That is a high professional standard. Good, robust discussion. It's an important thing to bring judges' attention to all the details. I'll have the next print, please. Thanks, Johan. Word's good. Is there a time of day you do it? Okay. It's good to know this is base stuff. Thank you, judges. Print scores 75. That is a bronze award. I would love to have a comment for, Jacinta, for the photographer.
I would suggest cropping this even tighter and bringing more emphasis in on the faces, because we're seeing too much of Dad's back, from what I can see, and just tone down your highlights on the right-hand side of the face and the fingertips of the baby.
Thank you very much. Can we have a blank screen, please? Joe, we're really juggling you, mate. Trying to keep you in there when we can. Johan, can you jump in there? I know you just did that a moment ago temporarily. Can we just call you Johan? You can sign in as you, yeah. I know you probably love that. Never happens in normal life, eh? This is estimating. Yeah. Well, maybe, but we probably just need to keep you there because otherwise we're going to run out of judges. Maybe use you to give people breaks every now and then or something. Yeah. Okay. There's. Oh, did we get a blank screen? We didn't get a blank screen then. Can we have a blank screen, please? And can you rescan the next image? The image that has been judged is fine, but the next print in the sequence. Rescan the next print in the sequence. So how are we going to do? We're going to do a couple of prints in there as well. A few. Oh, that's not too bad. Okay. It's still not. Hang on. Stand by. Okay, next print, please. Sorry, I just showed you it on your computers. Don't look. Avert your gaze. Push him to his window. Yeah. This is really his zone as well. Thank you, judges. Very consistent scoring. That's a 73, high professional standard. I would love to hear from anybody who has, Mel, some feedback for the entrant.
Just be aware of separation of subject to background. However, beautiful skin tones and
Thanks. That's great. Can we have a blank screen, please? Russell, you're taking a break, buddy. You've done a stellar performance as usual. Mark, you ready to jump back in? Yep. I think so, yeah. We just changed. Oh, that's quite loud. You just turned me up. Did you turn me up?
Yes, I did.
Oh, can you turn me down?
Some people can't hear.
Oh, goodness. I feel. Ooh, that's stressing me out a little bit, buddy. Okay, I'll just hover back here. So you want to do another? Sorry, do you want to do another swap? It's fine. Okay, we're good. Everybody happy? Okay, let's judge a print. Next print, please. I'm just a bit close to the thing, eh? Oh, it's because you guys can't hear me. Yeah. Is that the right? Yeah. Because then our chatter gets picked up and goes to the live stream.
Oh no, everything's been done. They can probably hear me.
In which ways we could be saying like people's names and stuff.
Well, I mean, it's fine. It's more for the judges.
Like, yeah. We'll be careful.
It's just, I mean, so no one's judging the print doesn't change to them. The problem is people type.
Yeah. For like judging purposes. Scores, please, judges. So just, probably should watch. I think we're getting picked up on the live stream. Thank you, judges. We have an 82, which is silver. There is an opportunity for a challenge, and Johan's going to take it.
Where do I start? Okay, the colour palette. The colour palette, outstanding. The attire, absolutely entirely appropriate. The render, fantastic. The framing is what it should be. It's perfectly right. And then the sense of hope and holding in the younger subject and the sense of care and love from the older subject is so strong. And then that little finger that's just raised up is just the little piece that makes it different, takes it away from being completely contrived. I mean, it's controlled, but that little finger that comes up just adds another sense of beauty, and it's really powerful, very, very strong. And the sadness that comes out of the person in the background, the sadness about, I hope things are great and amazing for you in the future, and this child looking out, going almost with a little bit of fear in their eyes. Quite a very strong image. I gave it an 88.
Thanks, Johan. Mel, can you hear me? Mel.
Okay, I gave this a 77. I'm going to get shot for saying this, but from here, I loved this.
We have a no shooting policy this year.
Oh, good. So unfortunately, when I got up there, the focus is on the finger and not her face. It's just that little bit crisper than her face. There's also banding through her forehead, and it's just those little technicals, which means I can't take it into the silvers, which for me is very disappointing. But for me, I need to keep it in the bronze category for those technical errors. Also, I would like to see a little more space around the frame and have them perfectly balanced. They are slightly right of the centre.
Thank you, Mel. Jacinta, yeah, you go for it. You're also in that same range.
Yeah, I'm on 77, the same as Mel, for those reasons. Also, I struggled with the skin tone of the girl is really cool and like it's haunting, but why is it haunting? Like, what is there a story there? Is she ill? Is the connection, because she looks quite frightened, but why is she frightened? Because she's so elegant and everything else is perfect like the mother, but then the expression on her face doesn't match the attire that they're wearing. And also I was struggling with the crop. I wanted a little bit more space on the right, and then the mother's gown at the bottom, so we're losing it, sort of she's cut off. So we can see her fur, but then we can't see her bottom attire, so it sort of looks like she's floating in the background. Just those small things is sort of what was holding me back.
Thanks, Jacinta. Emma, you were there sort of supporting Johan. Do you want to have a chat as well?
Yeah, so I'm on 87 in silver distinction because I saw it as all of the criteria we have, all the excellence of communication and interpretation and motion and technique and craft. All of those, I think it exceeds normal practice. I guess the thing I'd like to add to that is the shapes through the arms and how they make an arrow up into the face. I think you have incredibly lovely eye lines around this through the shadows as well, down the cheekbones, and you just sort of you loft your way down into the piece, and then the arms bring you back up into the face. So I think it's been expertly crafted and deserving of a silver distinction.
Thanks, Emma. It's back to you, Johan, for a wrap up.
Not asking for gold, just asking for a little old silver distinction. The tightness of the crop gives a sense of being restrained and held in that mirrors the being held in a protective way by the older figure, and I think that's very appropriate. The fact that there's more space on the side of the child, you could metaphorically talk about freedom that children should have. So there's lots of ways to explain what's happened. And I love the way that Emma talked about how everything led into where you're supposed to be. And the sense of, I hope things will be okay in the future, or something like that, whatever you want to put into it. I gave it an 88. Yeah, I think it deserves that.
Thank you, judges. Let's re-score this print. Currently sitting on 82. Has Johan brought someone up with him? He's got an 83. Yes! That is a silver award. Great chat, team. Can we have the next printer, please? For those on the live stream, Emma Hughes' gesticulation was enough to convince me that it was worth more points. Scores, please, judges. Thank you. We have a 75 bronze. Can I have a point of improvement from Jacinta for the photographer?
Yeah, just getting the story a little bit more. To me, it looks like third child syndrome, so there's a third child in the corner. That's what I got from it, but I wanted to see more from the other two because their expressions are pretty much on par. So making them different to one another to get the correlation of the story, and just too many distracting elements, especially in the front, because we want the emphasis more on the children, so even cropping tighter if we can.
Thank you. Next print, please. Did she see the walkthrough? Oh, that's right, she was running late. That's really handy. She's there's two prints away. She's good. Yeah, that's good. Just check she doesn't have any others. Oh, gee. Thank you, judges. Print scores 76 bronze. I would love to hear some notes for improvement. Mark.
Yeah, so I scored this a 73. I would just lift up the beanie on the little girl's kind of face. It's crossing her eye, and move the little boy towards the camera a little bit more so you see more of a profile. But the expressions in the shot has been done quite nicely.
Thank you very much. Can we have a blank screen, please? We're going to do a judge change. I would like to welcome the inimitable Mandy Lynn to the room. Jump in for Emma Hughes, please. Thanks, Emma. Splendid judging. And Jacinta, you can take a break as well. And Laura, do you want to jump in? Do we have a... We do have a Laura. Welcome to the panel, guys. Mandy, I can't see you. I mean, I can see you, but I can't see you on the computer. That's better. Now I can see you. Okay. Next print, please. Okay, print scores 71. That is a high professional standard, pretty consistent scoring there. Mel, you've got a note for the photographer?
Just be aware of your blacks. So there's some blocking up in the blacks there.
Thanks. Can we have the next print, please? We can be ambitious, I mean. Okay, print score is 72. That is a high professional standard. I would love to hear a note for improvement from one of our new judges to the panel. Laura, do you want to?
Sure, it's a lovely moment between the two of them. I think the newborn here is a bit of an afterthought. It's just, yeah, it doesn't strike me as part of the scene. It's just the moment between the two of them. If you got rid of the newborn, it might have done better. Thanks.
Thank you. Can we please re-enter the same scores, judges? Just because the spread of scores, the quirk of the system, we just need to put the same scores in again. And it's okay. It's fine. Can we have the next print, please? I'll put a black mark beside your name, Johan. Another one. Print scores 73, high professional standard. Mandy, you've got a note for the author, photographer?
The nappy covers, when you're doing that, just make sure that you can't see the like Snuggies sort of construct behind it. It just is distracting.
Thank you very much. Can we have the next print, please? Next print, please. You can do all the buttons. Thank you, judges. Print scores 71, high professional standard. Mel's itching to give us some pointers.
So the degree of difficulty is high on this one, working with triplets, incredibly hard thing to do. However, there are some technicals that to improve this image. Watch separation of subject to background, the arm is melting into the background, and skin tone.
Thank you. Next print, please. If someone is missing their phone, it's been found in the women's toilets. I think it's probably Russell's. Russell, your gig's up. Nice try. Can you tell us one detail about it so people might know? Yeah, okay. Simone's got it, or come and see someone and identify it. Print scores 76, bronze. Synchronized clapping. Can I have a comment for the photographer? Johan. You can, yeah. Mandy.
It is a gorgeous piece, but this particular style, it's not bringing anything new to what we see done in this category.
Cool. Next print, please. Thank you, judges. Print scores 73, high professional standard. I would love a note for the photographer. This time, Johan, I'm coming back to you. You can't keep deferring.
And yes, there was just something really weird happening with the catch lights. The catch lights and the dog looked really scary, but the mother has no catch lights at all, or very, very subtle ones, and it just sort of doesn't seem to balance out through the photograph.
Okay.
Yep.
Thanks. Great. I think we have a blank screen. And Mel, we're going to give you another break. Thank you. Wonderful judging. And Russell, you're back in the hot seat. Ooh, yeah. Okay, Russell's logged on. Can we have the next print, please? Next print, please. Thank you. Sorry, you guys, is it hard to hear me? Am I too quiet? Is it hard to hear me? Sorry. We need like a separate little speaker for those guys. Just like a little tiny one. Everything's good. And she knows that, so that's cool. Oh, thank you, judges. We have a 75 Bronze Award. Russell, you're fresh, raring to go. What have you got to give us a wee pointer for the photographer?
It's a toughie. It's a beautiful print. It's a lovely image. I actually just scored it just slightly outside bronze, but I'm very happy that it's got one. Lovely moment. Well done.
Very good. Thank you. Next print, please. Sorry, I have taken over the button pressing again. Just doing this habitually. Okay, so it shows Print scores 74. That is a high professional standard. And I would like to hear a comment from Mark because he started clapping.
So I scored this 74 professional standard. This is exactly what we should be producing as a day today. To take it up to that net storing range, there's just it's such a simplistic kind of shot, so you really have to look at the printing, the quality, the lighting to go to that next stage. But you'd be pushing it with this kind of pose because it is something that we do every single newborn shoot. So congratulations to the photographer.
Thanks, Mark. Next print, please. Next print, please. I think we're managing. It's just a thing for the future. Thank you, judges. Print scores 74. High professional standard. Can I have a note for the author? Yeah, Johan. I see that glint in your eye.
Cool. Just a couple of things. One is the brightness over the shoulder of the man is distracting because it leads you out of the photograph. It'd be nice to be contained in the frame of the faces. And then there seems to be a printing issue with the blackness of the beard sort of being grey and then suddenly black. It's sort of not quite working, but it is a lovely image.
Thanks, Johan. Next print, please. It's yeah. There's anything you do about it. It just happens. It's like human psychology. They're like, this is like nice, but not quite. And then give it that. It's frustrating. Such is life. And it's not like it happens so much that if you did it, discussion for all those, you'd never get through the day. Thank you, judges. Named Russell Hamlet. Can we have... Oh, hey, look, consistent scoring, great. We have an 82 silver. Can we please have a Mandy note for the photographer?
Just congratulations. I love the fact that you've addressed the three graces in an incredibly new way of seeing it. And this is beautifully handled. Thank you.
Okay. Can we have the next print, please? Remember, judges, those comments, constructive feedback is always good. Good. Hmm? No, it's fine. It wasn't just you. It's happened a few times. Yeah, those in the audience, if you do want to talk to your judge, be sensitive to the fact that they've judged a lot of prints, but ask nicely and they might give you a bit more feedback, especially if you buy them a drink. Scores, please, judges. Print scores 75, bronze award. Can we, Mark, have a quick comment?
Yeah, so I scored this 73. There's a few things here that, again, it's a pose that we do every single day with the newborns. Combine the knee and the elbow so that there's no black line. The foot's coming too far through. You should just see the top of the toes at the back. And then the vignetting top left, top right-hand side is very kind of heavy as well. So there's a few little kind of technical things there, but in terms of an image, the family will be stoked.
Thank you very much. Next print, please. Thank you, judges. Print score's 74. It's a high professional standard. Can we have a constructive comment, Laura?
What a beautiful little moment between the girls. I really wanted to see more of the face of the girl on the right, and I think there was just a little bit of oversaturation on the face of the girl on the left.
Thanks. Great. Can we have a blank screen while we just take coffee orders? That's cool. Are we all good? Everyone happy? No. Yeah. Judges, you have to pay for your coffee this year. There's no freebies. Buy a coffee card, yeah. There is PayWave, so you can give your tap and go credit card to someone and they'll buy you a coffee card. If you want to put a coffee on my coffee card, I'll shout you one. Are we all good? Everybody happy? I don't have any work in this category, Johan. Okay, let's have the next print, please. Oh, sorry. I still like you. Thanks, mate. Scores, please, judges. Print scores 74. That is a high professional standard. Everyone's nodding along with that. Can we have a note from Johan's looking at me? Go on.
I like the idea of gathering all the elements of a child. I just think the repetition let it down. Yeah.
Thank you. Next, do you want to do a swap? Can we have a blank screen, please? J for Jay, Jacinta for Johan. And Laura, have another chill, and Emma back in the game. Thank you, Laura. Thank you, Johan. Welcome back, Emma and Jacinta. Now, here we have Mark Rosetto. He's about to do an interpretive dance for you all. All right, everybody logged in? Everybody ready to concentrate? Next print, please. You can step off. Catherine, do you want to step on? Since we just told you we don't need you. Thank you, judges. Print score's 79. Mandy's going to give that a nudge.
Now, come on, this is a silver. It's so refreshing to see in this category someone who takes a trope and pushes it further and brings the humanity into it. And that one little hand and that little pinky, just what a moment. It's, Mummy, why in the world am I wrapped up like this? Get me out of here. You know, there's so much in there that's just really gorgeous. And it's printed beautifully, it's well seen, and there's that connection, which is so often not present in this style of, yeah.
Russell, you're the other end.
Yeah, well, you know, gave it an award, but I'm happy to see it go higher, actually. I guess just the preponderance of the hand, you know, but that's all what it's all about, really. It's definitely not Mum's hand, I don't think. But yeah, I'm happy. We're all right there, really. So I'm happy for it to go up.
Catherine got in first, and then I'll come to you, Mark.
I scored this 82. Absolute harmonious in the palette, beautifully handled. The textural elements really add a beautiful depth to this. The size of the hand with the small hand really adds another dimension to it. And then the real key is those eyes that go towards the hand, where the hands meet, and that's just such a beautiful element to bring it all together.
Thanks, Mark.
Remove the hat.
Ooh, succinct. Jacinta.
Yeah, just one thing for the photographer, and I am going to go up into silver because I do love it, is just that left-hand side where we've got the rug. We're losing definition of the rug. It's quite muddy, directly right next to baby. Just either some cloning or replacing the element there and brightening up the right-hand side as that's quite muddy, but beautiful shot.
Good pointers. Back to Mandy. Quick wrap-up.
No, that's good. Silver.
Okay, let's please rescore this print. Currently sitting on 79. Hovering just outside of silver, we have an 82 silver award. Good judging team. Can we have the next print, please? Thanks, Catherine. Russell. Thank you, judges. Print score is 76. Okay, we're going to leave it there. It's a bronze award. Can I have a note for the photographer? Russell, go on.
Well, I gave it a silver, and there's a great story here. I mean, she's gone through hell and back, really, and I think just a little baby, she might even feel... I wished I'd talked to it, actually, because she's had a bad accident in her time, and I think she might feel great that she's been able to be here to have a baby, really. Yeah, that was what it did it for me. I thought there was a lovely emotion in it.
Are you challenging it?
Am I allowed?
Yeah, I'll let you. You are allowed to. You are in this next scoring range, so
okay. Well,
I prefer you did it at the start of the comment.
Sorry, mate. Well,
but you can now.
I was so confused by the shot anyway.
Go on, do it, Russell.
Anyway,
Always.
okay. Well, I saw more than just what it appears to be in the first instance. I mean, she's heavily scarred and she's been hurt badly. Possibly that might have even threatened her own life. So I just loved instantly that connection with her being able to make a life, and I just her expression, and I think the camera angle and letting her eyes glow, and the baby looking off to another direction was the only thing that held it back a little bit further for me. But yeah, the shot just touched my heart really, and it got me for that.
I'm going to go just into then Mandy. Is that right?
Yeah, I got that there was a story here too, but I think it's obvious. Like, there's no other drama or little bits of information that's given to us. We can see that she's obviously been in some sort of trauma, but wanting a little bit more drama to bring it up to the award range. And I think too, we've got a lot of space happening too. If it's such an impactful image, bring it in closer so we've got more drama to the image.
Cool, Mandy, you got in there.
Brilliant subject, but what extra has the photographer brought to this? That's my query, and that's why I can't take it to silver.
Cool. Did anyone want to... Emma, you're sort of close to supporting Russell there, or are you happy? You happy? Russell, back to you. You cool? Let's rescore the print. Currently sitting on 76, which is a bronze award. And we've got a 77, a solid bronze. Great. Can we have the next print, please? Very consistent judging. We've got a 73, high professional standard. Note for the photographer, please. Jacinta.
Just really tight crop. I think we need a little bit more space, and that material that's going over her hair that's almost like a cape, should it be there, should it not be there? What's the emphasis of it there? So just a few things.
Cool. Next print, please. Yeah, I mean, did that category just finish? I think it's probably okay. Yeah, keep an eye on it though, if you can. Thanks. Loves a trier. And she's got her own. She's got one of her own. Hello, print score 75. That is a bronze award. Everyone's looking. Mandy gone. Let's have a constructive comment for the author.
It's just the posing of the woman, the hip rolled forward like that. I could have taken this higher if she had been positioned in a way that was more complementary to her figure.
Go on quickly, Russell.
Yeah, that's cool. Totally agree with Mandy. Just lift the woman up. I mean, when you're dealing with a woman dressed like that, it's all about elegance, and she just needs to be lifting out of herself a little bit. Also, if you're going to make that much control, the hands of the gentleman behind her head, his hand is just sticking out of her head. So that's just a slight. I always say, look twice, shoot once.
If that's quick, I'd hate to see it take a long time. You guys want to talk as well? But very quickly.
Just to add to it, also is her arm is really, really hot, and the door frame in the back is going right through the man's head, and then the other gentleman in the middle has got an element next to his shoulder. You've got 1915 on the box. Is that replicating a year? Because then the attire is not reflecting that.
Thank you. Very good feedback for that photographer. I love it. It's useful. Can we have the next print, please? If you're watching the judging, anyone who's receiving that kind of feedback, you can't get that kind of print critique anywhere else. These are the combined experience of the panels of judges. It's phenomenal. So take notes. Print scores 73. That is a high professional standard. A note from one of the judges, Emma.
Just the print quality here, very hot on the father's face, and just more attention to bringing more depth of tone would have increased this.
Thanks, Emma. Next print, please. Very consistent work there, judges. Print scores 73. Can I have a Jacinta? Yeah, you're keen. Thank you.
Just, I don't know why those horses are in the background. I would remove those horses and crop it even tighter, more emphasis on the little boy, because that's where the image is.
Thank you. Next printer, please. We've been trying to give feedback on every single print for the last couple of years, and it's I think it's really adding value for everyone. If I'm seeming hasty at all, it's because we've got 75 prints to get through today. 67 is a professional standard. Can we hear a point for improvement, Russell?
The light's just allowed to be a little bit too hot, and it's caught the foreground, which is distracting us from the centre subject. Just bring it back a bit.
Thanks very much. Next print, please. It doesn't have to be, but yeah, it's preferable. Thank you, judges. Print scores 74. That is a high professional standard. A note for the photographer's benefit. Mandy, I haven't heard from you for a little while. No? Emma?
Just paying attention to the skin softening has just been softened out so much that we're losing the detail and the realism.
Thank you very much. Next print, please. Scores, please, judges. Print scores 80. That is a silver award. You just want? Do you want to comment? Yeah. Can we? That's a silver award. Yeah. Apologies for my confusion there. Yeah, Jacinta, a quick comment for the photographer.
So cool and quirky. I really, really loved this. This could go higher, and that's why I wanted to comment, is because there looks like there's a texture overlay on here, but it's heavily handled on the girl's legs. So if we can tone down the texture on her legs so it's more balanced, that would be great. And also trying to bring out some more of the fur of the rat. I think it is a rat or a mouse, mouse, on the top, because we're losing the hair or the definition of the fur in there, but we've got it all in the bottom one.
Thank you very much. Can we have a blank screen, please? It's time for another judge change. Mel, are you ready to jump in? Mandy, do you want to take a wee break? Johan, have you finished writing emails? Can you please jump in? Oh, you're going to stick Catherine in. You can keep writing emails, Johan. Mark, you are taking a break, yeah. So, Catherine, jump on. Thank you, Mandy and Mark. Oh, right, yeah. Well, yeah. Welcome back, Mel and Catherine. I think you can hold your own, Russell. Okay, everybody logged in, ready to judge some prints? Next print, please. Okay, print scores 73, high professional standard. I would love to hear a comment from Emma.
Having a play with crop and composition would greatly enhance this, just where it's cutting through the bottom of the girl right on the ankle line, and also just seeing if that right-hand side is extraneous.
Thank you. Next print, please. I feel like if you're going to take over, I should probably set this over as port. Scores, please, judges. Print score 75. That is a bronze award. Can I have a Emma? You want to comment again? Thank you.
Just a couple of things here for me that pulled it down. One is the tension in the bottom hand with those fingers splayed out like that. Just adds a level of tension to something that is a soft image. The second thing is just where the fabric is draping. Just if it could have covered a little bit more, you'd be less inclined to be drawn to that sort of crotch area. I think that would enhance this image. Beautiful image.
Thanks, Emma. Next print, please.
We have a high professional standard at 71. Very, very even scoring along the lines there. Jacinta, you'd love to talk to the print. Thank you.
Just lighting here also, there's no emphasis on the faces of the subjects, and the expression of the little one isn't matching mum's expression, and you've also got the mountains in the background going through dad's head, and just get rid of the structure on the right, crop it in a lot closer.
Thank you, Jacinta. That's fantastic. Could we have the next print, please? For everybody online, we're currently judging the family category, sponsored by Canon. And we really appreciate the audience being really quiet as well at the back. It's been really nice. We're really grateful to that. Thank you, audience. Lovely and respectful to the judging. We currently have a score of 70, which is a high professional standard. Thank you. We will accept that. And could I hear from someone roughly in the middle, which was quite close anyway? Anyone would like to talk to that? I'm going to pick on somebody. Thanks, Emma.
It's nice including the family pet, but in this particular instance, the awkwardness of what the dog's doing in its position right in the centre there is distracting from the family moment.
Thank you, Emma. Much appreciated. Could we have the next print, please? We have a 75, which is a bronze award. We will accept that. Thank you very much. And could I please have some words? I'm just going to go someone. Catherine, thank you.
Such a wonderful, joyful moment, which it's been beautifully captured. The print quality itself, there's sort of a lack of saturation or almost a murkiness to the print, and I think if the photographer re-looked at this, it could potentially do better.
Thank you. I'm sure the photographer will appreciate that, a critique there. Could we have the next print, please? We have a high professional standard at 70, and we will accept that. Thank you very much. Emma, thank you so much. I love that little finger going. Thank you.
Just the use of texture or textured background in this case hasn't really added anything to the image, which actually was without that distraction, quite simple, quite soulful. It's worked against it in this case.
Thank you so much, Emma. Much appreciated. Could we have a blank screen, please? Mel, thank you so much for your help. You did a great job there. We really appreciate that for your time. Johan, could I please pop you in where Mel was, please? Thank you. And Catherine, what are you doing? Laura, could I pop you into where Catherine is? Catherine, thank you so much. Doing really good on the end there. So we're currently doing the family category, judging this, and it's sponsored by Canon. You just got everyone's logged in. We've got one more login to go, and we'll be ready for the next print, and we are good to go. Brilliant. Could we have the next print, please? We have a silver at 84. I don't think you can challenge Johan. Let's have a look. A3. You can't. Yeah, I'm sorry, Johan, you cannot challenge that. But for the benefit of the entrant, because they've had a really, that's the most, how do you say it, solid silver, because I know that's not a word, that's the most solid silver you can get. So, Johan, if you could speak to the photographer and let them know how much you loved it.
I loved it in 87. And wished I'd, loved it in 87. And I love the relationship that exists here. The auntie, the mother, and the grandmother. The baby's going, I know who my mother is, but feels the support of everybody else. There's a beautiful feeling there, and there's a little bit of symbolism that comes in. You know, the auntie with the flower on her dress. You know, the flower is a gifting thing, and aunties are for giving. And the mother whose dress is a little bit more open, and that's for feeding and nurturing. And the grandmother who's just in the middle there, and she's really strong in there, and the use of the blue and the red. I mean, it all works beautifully. And I would have loved to have talked it up, but anyway, 87, nice 84 they got. That's great. Yeah.
Thank you so much. And we normally don't do more than one comment, but we really need to with this one, and Jacinta's really keen to talk.
Yeah. Just one thing that held me up from going with silver with distinction is just the work on the grandmother's dress. At the base, a lot of cloning that's gone on is sort of held me down. It was heavily worked and quite obvious, and even the mother or the auntie or whoever they are in the back trying to bring in a little bit more texture to the gowns that they're wearing, but beautiful, beautiful image.
Thank you so much, Jacinta. Appreciate that. Brilliant. That was a great silver, so well done to the photographer. Well done. Could we have the next print, please? So the family category is sponsored by Canon, and I'll just very quickly let everybody know because there's a few people here. Friday night, 7 o'clock tonight, go to Shed 6 and you might get the chance to learn from Canon how to win $15,000 to pursue your personal project. We have a 74, which is a high professional standard, and that is accepted. Thank you very much. And I think Jacinta would love to talk to the photographer here.
Yeah, I was trying to get the story in this between the picture and the background, if that was actually the male in this image, if that's his child or if that was him as a child, the connection. Also the posing of the mother in the background, just her embrace around her son is a little bit tight. It would have felt more of an embrace if she was around his shoulder rather than around his neck, if that makes sense. So just watch you posing and the highlight on mum's wrist.
Thanks, Jacinta. Great critique there. Could we have the next print, please? We have a majority 3 of 70, which is high professional standard. And we will accept that. Thank you very much. And what we'll do now, before we're going to have a comment, and I might grab, who would like to speak to this? Anyone quite keen? You just Johan. Sorry, Johan. Did you or? Yeah, go for it. Good to hear from you. Thank you. No, you're fine.
Okay, so I feel this image had lots of potential to be better. The cropping, the ear should have been cropped out on the side. It's very strong, it's very bright. The top needed to be darker or cropped down a bit further so that when you're looking at the image, you don't look at the child and then go, woof, out the top. And then the child's looking at a character who's really dark in the corner, and I would have liked to have seen a bit more of the thing that the child was, of the person that the child was looking at. So I feel that it was a good idea, but it wasn't executed particularly well.
Oh, thank you very much, Johan. That's great. Could we have a blank screen, please? Russell, you've done so well. Thank you so much. You can go have a stretch of your legs there. That's great. Now we're going to get a new judge in, and it is Mark Rosetto from Australia. We'll bring you back in there. Thank you very much. And we'll get you to log in there for us, Mark. Thank you. So, are you do that now? Okay. We're just going to do another judge change as well, please. We are going to Emma. We're going to give you a break. Thank you. Mandy Lynn, could we pop you in Emma's place there? Thank you. Well done. Thank you very much. So we're good to go? Excellent. Could we have the next print, please? We have a high professional standard at 72, and that has been accepted. Thank you very much. It's high professional standard. And could I hear from Mark? You're right down the middle there, so if you could maybe add some words there.
Yep, so I scored this a 72 professional standard. As a concept, this is really cool, but execution is just not quite there. You've got this line down the middle of the girl's arm, which is really strong. The baby on the back is just too far hidden, and then the lights hit the baby's arm on the far right-hand side in between the two heads, which is giving us a really high spot there. So in terms of a story and a development, it's quite interesting, but in terms of execution-wise, you need to finesse it a little bit further.
Thanks, Mark. Sorry, I wasn't looking at you there, Mark. Could we have the next print, please? I'll go for it. It's all. Go for it. It's for the. Just a reminder, there is an Ian Poole Award, and you are all the judges in the audience. Any of you that think you love a judge for how they've judged for certain reasons, just their manner, please, there's forms up the back here. If you'd like to fill those forms in and choose your favourite judge, that'd be fantastic. Righto, we have a bronze at 77. Thank you very much. That has been accepted. That's a good solid bronze there. I might hear from anyone keen to talk about that. Just saying, so thank you.
Yeah, gorgeous shot. Great posing. Just because I want to see more emphasis on baby, the sharpness of the flowers underneath, I think is just too much. You've got too many elements in there, so tone that down. Make more, even just remove it completely and have the baby with the hearts would probably bring us in a little bit more.
Thank you. That's fantastic. Excellent. Could we have the next print, please? And this is definitely the right orientation for the judges. My goodness, we have very, very even scoring here. We have a bronze at 75. Well done. That is a bronze award. I might, let's have a look. Laura, I'd love to hear from you, please.
Sure. Gorgeous moment, lots of chaos, maybe a little bit too much chaos with some bright elements in there detracting, but I love the expression on the little boy. It's just all about childhood play and fun. It's great.
Thank you. That microphone was perfect too. You did really well. Yeah. Could we have a blank screen, please? And we're just going to do a judge change. Could we, Laura, you're off the hook for a bit. Thank you so much for your work. You did really well there. Because that was quite a long sitting there. And Mel Waite, could we pop you back in place of Laura? Right, ready to roll. Thank you so much. Could we have the next print, please? How you going, Johan? Brilliant, very even scoring here. We have a high professional standard at 72. Thank you. And anyone like to talk to that? Mel. I might grab Mel here. Thank you, Mel.
It's beautifully posed. The symmetry. Just watch the hands of the back two subjects, and to lift it into that awards standard again, something a little bit more than what we do in everyday practice.
Thank you. To be honest, I actually love looking at your hands because you're very expressive with your hands. It's quite cool to see. Could we have the next print, please? We have a solid bronze at 77. Thank you. That's pretty even scoring across the way there. And could I maybe have a word from you? Yeah, Johan's keen to talk to this.
Okay, so sometimes as photographers we feel that we are limited to the frame that we take, but cropping can actually help a lot. and we don't need to stick to that same format all the time. So if this had been cropped in a little bit, and just attention to the hand of the middle person, not the child, but the older child, it just looks a little bit awkward and stilted, but really lovely shot, lovely tones.
Thank you, Johan. It's fantastic. Could we have the next print, please? Woohoo! We are done. Well done, everybody. Fantastic. Fantastic. That was a really good category, and it was a very difficult one as well. What I would love to do before everyone goes away, I really would love to bring out our print handlers. They've worked so hard today. We've got Colleen, Keziah, and Rebecca. Come on out, guys. We want to see you all. Come on, out you come. Woohoo! Where are you? These guys are standing for hours on end and being very quiet, and it's hard for them to hear. These guys are our heroes. They just do so well, guys. Thank you so much. Yeah, we really appreciate your hard work. You've done really well. Thank you so much to judges. I haven't been given any instructions yet about if we need to clear the room. I haven't seen.
Yeah, clear the room.
Oh, we are? Cool. What we'll do at the moment, if we can clear the area except for all the judges. If we could, everybody.